had asked...
Wait, did I hear that right?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Neuvillette! Sidine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler and Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. No, this is completely unprecedented.
Thank you for your concern, but I currently have no such plans. Oh, apologies. I took your question in earnest, but...
So, what is it exactly?
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
Huh?
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today.
Thank you for understanding. She may have no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Yes, understood.
Judging from Sidine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally.
I cannot tell you just yet. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this.
Come on, stop being so secretive!
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you!
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others. It has already happened once.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outside? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity. Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea.
Oh, but...
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us go. We We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true? Paimon feels like he has a kinda skewed perspective on a lot of things. Paimon's been thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Thank you for your...
These newcomers are full of them.
Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
I never thought I'd see him here.
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara,
Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. Aw, she's adorable! Thanks for the compliment. Is there anything I can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter? The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger.
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? Ah! Did you think... Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Do you still have the letter with you?
Oh, let's see. Found it.
Now then, get lost if you don't leave a simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions. We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with...
Sure! Wait, no.
But you are being watched right now.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it! Thank you, Traveler. Big sis Paimon.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now.
We'll take her to a lost place right away! So, Kiara, how old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember. But I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago. Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago! Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh, Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that? Strange. Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two...
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. All right. Guess I shouldn't have asked.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course.
No hazards detected. That was quick. I took a look around the shop. NEUVILLETTE'S says that Osmelazines have special eyes that can see things people can't. Things like bloodstains.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model.
Of course!
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at? Is there really someone watching us? Shh!
I think light and frilly clothes look best on you.
I love them too!
Strange?
Gotcha! Charlotte, what? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter.
Threat letter? This is starting to feel like an interrogation.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Yeah, we're doing...
I see. Well, if you say so. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about?
All right, then.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little melazine? Shh! It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. I'll ask my colleagues about it. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur NEUVILLETTE'S each and every move. Anyway, I'll get going now.
Well, that was a nice chat.
What do you think?
I think it's great!
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Haran! What are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere!
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. I happen to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look.
Ah, Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me.
Okay, then. How has your work been recently?
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed.
Ooh, then shall we go out to play? I've even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Cloran.
That is good to hear.
We thought so too.
I've been looking over the case records. I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents.
We'll help you read through them.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk. Have you made any progress?
We skimmed through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there are so many documents lying around.
I would love to answer that question, but if memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases.
Whoa.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but there are many documents here. All right, let us take a break then.
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps?
Ooh, drinks! Thank you! Paimon wonders what Neuvillette likes to drink. He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
So it's just plain old...
What did you think it was? This water is indeed very special. I believe you've already tried Fonta. Said water is sourced from all across Teyvat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake. Here is one of their latest products. If I were to comment on their mouthfeel... the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area.
Really? Let Paimon try!
What do you think? How regrettable.
Hey, this doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon? We are allowed to bring that up, right? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. Sorry. Paimon was just curious.
There's nothing to hide. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions?
Many, in fact. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form. I lost many memories from the moment I was born. Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but that's why I'm quite thankful for this chat.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents?
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents.
Water?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain. Perhaps we should go.
Ad Ash. Thank you for.
Monsieur Neuvillette?
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Looks like we got lucky today.
What should we do next? Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me.
A safe distance? Oh, it's glowing! Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. The Cour de Fontaine is truly incredible.
I understand your excitement, but although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest.
I know. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also...
But a meaningful life also comes with its risk.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers.
I understand your confusion. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society.
Oh, I see. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I believe in you.
Huh?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human...
He is an earnest man.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no.
Oh. Hello. I'm Carol. A Melazine.
Get away from here!
Please, calm down.
Hard to say.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway?
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions.
Go away!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the Mare Chaussee Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases.
Solving cases? So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker. Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine.
Monsieur Neuvillette said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I still want to try a little harder. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time.
Give them to me. We'll hand them out together.
Neuvillette.
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years.
I think I'll...
Hey, don't say that. It won't be long before Melazines begin living peacefully with the humans.
Don't keep your hopes up.
Vautrin brings up a good point. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Medal of Peace?
Are you sure we should do this?
Nah, not gonna happen. There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it.
I guess you're right.
Turn the murderer in!
Melazines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillette, too!
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
The results of the investigation are in.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth?
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need.
Restrict access to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. I should have known. Can you understand how I feel?
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Neuvillette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. I will take responsibility for everything.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. I'm thinking... bail him out?
Shh, keep it down! Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Neuvillette's status is secure as can be.
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. Please, think about it. If the same thing had happened to you...
Yeah, that's right! This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol.
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent! He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, I understand your decision. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Neuvillette, please give this a little more thought.
Vautrin, my friend.
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? Is this what justice means to you?
Order. Since there have been no further objections, according to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse,
goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive...
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not—
Apologies, it seems like I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, due to my negligence.
Wow. Anyways, the last time we came here, the trap—
It is as you said. This might be because I am different. It is not only the fountain,
That sounds—
but I rarely ever do anything like this. Which ones? It's fine. It was a coincidence, but you should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this.
Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization that may be pulling the strings here. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara.
Oh! Didn't we read about that in one of the documents?
You've read about it? In that case,
Huh? What are you doing here?
Navia! Nice to see you again! Is it—
I've heard some things. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're investigating the case. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads.
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret.
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed.
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than you think. Anyway, any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case. We are planning to return to the Palais Marmonia to revisit some details and identify the senders of that threatening letter.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Neuvillette, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and what is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. I hope the same won't happen again.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine! This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What?
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Think about how much we owe them.
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time.
We were informed that.
Have you had dinner yet?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Come on, don't act tough.
All right.
You shouldn't ever skip meals.
I heard even Neuvillette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted.
Seriously?
Relax, I was just playing.
That's more like it.
Come and fight me instead, you coward!
Have you heard? Even the Special Patrol came to help. Shh, look!
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
This is truly wonderful.
So...
No, I should stay where I am. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Marmonia. The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. The list of involved suspects should be...
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inika, Yuna, and others have been caught. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case will not stand trial. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior.
So many names.
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin to be. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case.
Monsieur Neuvillette, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us. He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly?
I too am perplexed.
Hey, Navia, we're here! Whoa.
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Marechaussee Phantom.
Invite them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
But... oh well.
Yes.
You're Essin?
Yes.
Did you write that threatening letter to Chiara?
I did, but...
Orders from
Domenico.
Domenico? Where is he now?
the fortress of Meropide.
Well, looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves.
You've done more than enough.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
All right then, let's...
Neuvillette made it. But how should I make the most of this and get the word out? Neuvillette made it.
Please escort the remaining guests back to the Fleuve Cendre.
Yes, boss.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself!
This isn't anything new. Let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase. I do remember a thing or two about Domenico.
Who does this guy think he is?
He once attempted to, I said. To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator.
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past.
That's an easy one.
Did I I hear someone say Melazine? What happened? Sijuin! Yeah, and we're at this, really?
There's no need to worry.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there any...
Ah, head nurse.
Writhsley.
Okay, I get it.
Think of it as more of a humble request. Thanks for the trouble.
Whoa! If Paimon were the Duke, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But enough jokes. Make yourselves at home.
Please come with me to the infirmary. Ah!
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated. I'll bring you some tea. Typical Sijui. Why aren't you...
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite familiar.
Familiar? But if both of you say so, let's...
That's not a bad idea. I place great trust in Writhsley, so I rarely visit the fortress of Meropide.
It's the symbol of the mutual aid network design. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace. I've never seen one. The first president of our network was an amazing... All of us have a lot of respect for him.
Interested in joining the mutual aid network? If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer. Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries. Here, this book is for you.
Anything you need? Oh, this?
What's that?
We have a very long history. We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation. Helping each other is our purpose.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
You should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neuvillette.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
Mm-hmm. The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace.
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire.
Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette. His Grace has requested your presence in his office.
Oh.
Allow me to introduce this. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette? What do you want?
Calm down. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine? Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to keep hiding.
That idiot!
Let me ask this another way. Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse.
I can do that.
You see?
I only intended to do some small business at first. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Mare Chaussee fan, but I refused to accept any of that.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines?
My initial target was Neuvillette, but for some reason no one wanted to team up with me. In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melusines to salvage things. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection, but the letter was in fact addressed to Essa.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been caught?
Yes.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later. So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melusines to stir up greater chaos?
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melusines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melusines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melusines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. When people refused to place their trust in Melusines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality. People no longer have any reservations about you and even consider you a symbol of the law. Right now, your every decision will impact all of Fontaine.
Paimon gets it now. No wonder no one wanted to join forces with Domenico.
I am undeserving of such high compliments. It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard.
There's no need to be so modest. You're no longer that outsider you were before.
I must say that you've made a fair point. Thank you for clearing my doubts.
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? What?
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better.
In that case, I'll have to insist.
Please.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
I know of. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business.
Well, that makes things a lot easier. Hey now, don't let those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way.
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity.
Yep. Neuvillette thought their badges looked familiar.
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior in court.
What? During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were upholding justice. And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me.
I don't have anything to say. Well then, let us head back.
Please, take care.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts, too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. Hey, any...
What I really think is, every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. These changes were not due to any specific... I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Oh, huh? It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
He owes me so many answers.
Neuvillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Is the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Marmonia, I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
That's not how you celebrate!
I will, of course, come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yes!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation results. I hope it will assuage the concerns of all.
Oh, an exclusive interview! Don't let anything hold you back.
I agree.
Kiara? It's quite all right.
And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
Do you
Thank
remember
Monsieur.
Domenico?
Let me think. By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams just now. In my dream, she looked really happy. I can't remember what her dreams were anymore.
I can sense your joy.
Oh, I almost forgot. I promised to model for Alof.
Of course.
See you next time, Monsieur, Traveler, and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time. I really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes.